Hey, what's up? How's it going? This is Kazi from cleverprogrammer.com. In this video, I want to talk about why that dude on the street should become a Python developer. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, so there are a lot of reasons why somebody should become a Python developer. Before we get to that, let's also kind of drill down on what it is that you want, right? For example, do you want a job where you're working full-time? Do you want a job where you're working part-time as a freelancer, independent contractor, consultant? What is it that you want? What is the lifestyle that you want, right? That's one of the important things to decide. And what types of things do you like to do? So for me, I like to take ideas from my brain, right? Whatever ideas, whatever crazy stuff is going on in here, I like to take it and turn it into reality, something physical that people can use. So what do I mean? If I was good at art, which I'm not, then I get to build the art, and it's pretty cool. But it's hard for me to get thousands or millions of people to use that piece of art, right? But programming allows me to do that. Becoming a developer allows me to do that. A programming language like Python allows me to do that. It lets me take my creativity from my head, turn it into something real, like an app, and then people can actually use that app. So you can use it so people can solve their problems, whether it's a mobile app or a web app, a website, whatever, right? It's instantly scalable. That's one of the main reasons I love to do what I do, be a developer. The reason why I'm specific with Python is because you guys know I love Python. It's easy, one of the most paid, and one of the most growing. It just overtook Java last year. It's 2017. If you're watching this in 2018, it might have changed stats, but I know that Python is growing. Okay, so if these are the things that you like to do, right? Be creative, come up with your own ideas, build things, and then have the world use them, then that is one very good reason to become a Python developer. Now, the lifestyle you want, right? Don't even think so much about payment yet. Money comes, but what's more important is your time. So you're going to grow old. I don't know if you're young or if you're old watching this, but you're going to retire at some point. You want to do something in the meantime that's worthwhile and also pays you well. With programming and Python, it pays you well. So that's one thing that's already taken care of, right? If you're a Python web developer, somebody who's developing web apps, websites, you get paid $80,000 to $90,000 on average and more. You can get paid up to $120,000, $130,000 a year. It's not unheard of. It's common. Now, why Python? Like, what's so special about it? The cool thing is that I mention this a lot, so I feel like I'm saying this all the time, but this might be your first time hearing this, so I'm going to mention it. Places like Google was built off of Python. Okay, YouTube was built off of Python. Spotify is built off of Python. Instagram is built off of Python. Dropbox is built off of Python. Reddit is built off of Python. So Python is not a joke. It's a very powerful language. That is one very important reason where if you're thinking about where to invest your time, Python is a pretty good choice. Now, there are other languages like JavaScript, which are really good. But one thing I like about Python is that it can speak with JavaScript, HTML, CSS naturally. If you're not a web developer, right, I want to make sure that I'm speaking in terms which make sense. And Python doesn't have to fight those other languages. You can actually use JavaScript with Python, with HTML, with CSS, all those other languages. Okay? So easy, something you can use with everything else, something you can get started off with fairly easily, and something that you can build platforms that can handle hundreds of millions of people per month, like Instagram or whatever, right? Dropbox, Reddit. So incredibly powerful. Now for the lifestyle that I mentioned earlier, if you want to be a full-time developer, You have plenty of choices. You can go with, any company. Now, you're not limited to web development with Python, by the way. So I want to stay true to what this video is about, which is why you should become a Python developer. If you're more interested in things like data science, you can do that with Python, right? People who work at NASA, those types of things where, you have data and what to make of it. For example, if you're working at Amazon and you want to build a recommendation system which suggests, these are the products you should get. Just like how Amazon knows you more than, your wife might know you. It's like, oh, hey, are you done with this? Would you like the next one? Or would you like this similar product? And you're like, hell yeah, how did you know, Amazon? And you go and like buy those things. It's because there's data scientists who are building that stuff for you. It's like machine learning. It's like algorithms that they have there that can recommend to you things that you wouldn't even recommend yourself. And you basically make these computers, artificially intelligent computers, that do these things for you, that think essentially. And Python allows you to do that. Machine learning, which is something that I've also mentioned, which is, have you ever seen those videos where there are these cars that are not controlled by anything, and then they'll like run into a tree, and then they'll like run into a tree a lot, and then they'll learn to not run into that tree. Then they're automated, and they can go as fast as you can think, like 30, 40, 50 miles an hour, like small little cars, and they don't crash into anything. Or the Google cars that just came out, right? Where there's no driver and they're being driven. Tesla cars that are being driven and there's no driver. This is machine learning. This is something you can actually do with Python. Image detection, digit character detection, the same one when you, for example, go to deposit a check. Before, you had to always go to the bank. But now we can actually do this. You can take a picture of a check, and then it detects the edges of the check, right? It detects that, your carpet or your table is not part of the check. So first of all, that's image detection, and it's called edge detection. And another machine learning thing that's happening there is that if you wrote $500 on the check or $10,000 on the check, it also detects that you wrote $10,000 or $5,000. That's digit recognition or character recognition. That's also part of the whole machine learning and data science thing. So that is a whole another route you can go, which is amazing. And you can combine that with web development. I'm a fan of web development because you get instant results. You can instantly put together something for your friends or family, or start freelancing for clients, and then kind of nudge your way into the data science field from there. Because data science field is a little bit more traditional. Takes you a little bit longer to get a job. It, a lot of the times also has prerequisites like your degree or your level of experience, whereas web development doesn't really have a requirement for degrees, like not at all. It doesn't matter if you have a degree or not. It just matters if you have a little bit of experience. Mostly it matters about your skills. And it's easy enough to build a portfolio. It's so easy. You can even like look online, find some apps, put those together, one or two simple ones, and you can actually start getting clients from online platforms, or find clients locally, okay? It just comes down to reaching out. So the reason why I mentioned web development is because it's an easier thing to get into, but there is a ton you could do with Python, right? Anywhere from starting to working at a NASA or Amazon or Netflix level, right? Netflix also has a recommendation system built into it, which recommends movies intelligently to you. So with knowing how many things there are with Python, what kind of fields you can go into, what kind of companies are using it, how much money you can make, it comes down to between also, freelancing or full-time. I like the idea of freelancing because it's easier to get into it, and you get to choose your own hours, and you're not stuck to this 9 to 5 time. That's one of my biggest things I love about being able to freelance. Another thing I love about it is you start thinking of yourself as a business rather than employee, because you have all these clients. So now the clients who are working with you, they respect you as much as you respect them. Whereas in business, it's a hierarchy. When you're an employee, it's a hierarchy, right? And you're bottom of the food chain, or there's always somebody above you. Freelancing, your clients, you're their boss and they're your boss. It's like equal relationship. So the respect is great. You can fire your own clients if you don't like them. So you don't have to work with people who make you miserable and want to kill yourself every single day. You don't have to do the work that kills you. There's no like contracts there. Also, you can do the stuff that you really like, the stuff that you really love, and get paid working with the people that you really enjoy and on your own time, your own schedule. So if you want to travel the world, you want to travel, see your family, not be restricted to a specific time. I know I've missed, lots of special occasions because I was actually I had a job where I didn't have time. So freelancing kind of makes that a little bit easier. But there are multiple routes you could go with Python. If this is something that interests you, going the freelancing route or going the web development route, I'm going to put a link here also. I have a course that comes up around, if you're watching this in 2017, then I have a course coming up in November. But if you're watching this sometime later, same course will be launching some other time. I only open it for a short period of time. But this course is mostly about Python, web development, and freelancing. If you're interested in this and you want to know, click this link. Go to this page. It's going to be a page that's going to tell you about this upcoming course. And if you sign up, which is free to sign up, you'll be the first one who gets notified. And it'll also give you, the resources that helped me become a software developer in less than 3 months. And all the resources I give you in this are free as well. So you're going to get bonus, and you're going to be the first one to get notified when this course opens up. If you're not interested in web development, that's totally fine. Some things I can mention to you. If you want to go the route of data science or you want to go your own route, there are plenty of resources out there for you, like on Udacity, Coursera, Udemy. Those resources have stuff about data science, some basics about web development. The only thing I did with my thing is put together not only learning with Python, but also how you can start getting paid as fast as possible. Because I get it, right? Most of you are busy and you have only a few hours a day. Whereas a lot of people and online people's courses assume you have all the time in the world. And you can just spend all this time to learn about Python, right? And I like to say that learning and understanding plus $2 can almost get you a Starbucks, which is actually something Tony Robbins says. So I want to make sure that I don't only get you to learn, but to earn at the same time, or earn faster in a shorter period of time where you're only having to spend 1 to 2 hours building practical things, learning practical things. Interested in that? Click this link, go to this thing. Otherwise, I gave you as much information as I could about, give you a big picture perspective about Python. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, give it a little thumbs up. If you hate it, dislike it, comment below, tell me I'm ugly. If you loved it, comment below, tell me you love me. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button. As always, I love your faces off. Thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you in the next video.